Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels. I'm a therapist and I make videos for people with anxiety or OCD. And I want to ask you a question today. What story are you telling yourself about your anxiety or OCD? We create stories in our head. We are the author of our own life. And you want to ask yourself, what story am I telling myself about this struggle? What role are you playing in your story? Are you a victim? This is happening to me. I'm being crushed by this. Do you blame? Is this her fault or their fault? Or if this didn't happen to me, I wouldn't have this struggle. Are you a villain? I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. I can't do this. I'm weak. Or are you a superhero? I have this thing happening to me. We all have our struggles. If it's not anxiety or OCD, it's grief or death, or diabetes or asthma, dysfunctional families. There's a lot that a lot of people are struggling with. Everybody has their struggles, and every struggle brings its own unique set of issues. How do we show up for our issues? How do we show up for our anxiety or OCD? How do we talk to ourselves about our anxiety or OCD? If you're a superhero, you didn't choose to have this issue. It happened to you. Anxiety and OCD is highly genetic, and it can just pop up. But how you handle those struggles and how you talk to yourself about those struggles can be awe-inspiring. Do you show up every day? Do you get up and do hard things? Do you talk to yourself in a kind, compassionate way? Do you celebrate your small victories? Are you your own best friend through this journey and through this process? There are a lot of strengths and a lot of things that happen when people have to struggle with their anxiety or OCD. Do you highlight those? Does your superhero have superpowers? I know in my story, it's a story about a little girl who grew up with social anxiety and generalized anxiety and panic, lots of labels that she didn't know about until later, until she labeled herself. And she is overcoming them, right? She didn't sign up for those things, but she is a fighter. And sometimes she fights a small fight, and sometimes she fights a big fight, but she's building up her anxiety and OCD muscles, and she's been building them up her entire life. And with that came some superpowers, right? She's able to help other people. She's able to recognize when people are sad or struggling. She's empathetic, kind, and nice. How do you talk about yourself? Those are my superpowers. And I am writing my own superhero story where I don't always overcome the obstacles. But I try and I show up every day, imperfectly perfect the way that we all are. I want you to think about your story because every single person on this planet has a story that they're living in. And that story that they're living in is their own story and they are the author of it. You are not in a book, you are writing a book. Do you want this book to be a happy book, highlighting all of your powers and your courageous ability to show up every day, your ability to fail and pick yourself up again and fail again because that's what life is? Or do you want your story to be told for you in negativity, that you're just floating down and the river's just taking you and you're not owning or authoring any of your story? How about today you start writing your own story? And maybe today you change your characters or your character to a superhero. Well, I hope that this video has inspired you to look at things from a different perspective and maybe start changing the story that you're telling yourself. Because that story that we tell ourselves controls everything that happens in our lives. I hope you find the sparkle in everything you do, and I'll talk to you again next Thursday. Take care.